This is Roger Struggle of Cloud Expo TV, day two of the 23rd International Cloud Expo here in Santa Clara. And we're joined now by Charles FOLEY with Talon Storage. And I think they're doing something sort of like big and profound. Charles, thanks for joining us. Tell us what you do. Tell us what we're going to talk about.
Well, thank you. And I like when people say I'm doing things that are big and profound. So what we do is we're helping large enterprises move huge footprints of workload and infrastructure up to the cloud. Most large enterprises today, be they banks or airlines or trading companies or manufacturers, they've decided they want to focus on being a bank or an airline or a manufacturer. They don't really want to focus on being an IT company. And that's what's caused the explosion in the cloud. That it was over the last few years, it's been, I won't say simple, but it's been very reasonable for them to move applications up to the cloud and take advantage of the computers that Amazon and Microsoft has. But it's been very difficult for them to find a way to move these massive amounts of data that take up rooms and rooms of storage and move that to the cloud in such a way that terrestrial users on planet Earth could still make use of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. People are sort of dipping their toes in the water and checking it out a few years ago. And there was this school of thought a few years ago about everyone's an IT company. Turns out airline runs an airline, and
That's right.
manufacturers do that. And yes, the data is important and is integral to what they do, but the management of it and trying to get it to the cloud, it just sounds to me like such a huge task. Do you find that sort of like panic in their eyes when you first see them and tell them, "Well, no, we can do this"?
I think that a lot of customers have experienced that panic, and it was made even worse because over the past probably 3 to 5 years ago, they did some of what you call toe in the water and had some difficult experiences. To move, if you have a server running a large application, you can consider that workload is pretty small. You move a bunch of code up there. The problem is that little bit of code accesses a massive amount of data. Not only getting the data up there, but once you put the data in the cloud, what happens if you or I are down here on planet Earth and we want to go to what we would conventionally call a file server and look at that file? When that file server is no longer in your office or on your campus, but it's on the other side of the world and has to traverse hundreds or thousands of milliseconds of latency, it gets really problematic. What used to take 2 seconds to open in the terms of a business model file can take an hour. And users get really upset about that, and then they start throwing flaming arrows at IT. Our job is to let those huge storage systems of unstructured data live in the cloud, take advantage of the scalability, the flexibility, and the resiliency, yet the users here on planet Earth, be they in Dallas or New York or LA, they shouldn't have to know that they no longer have a file server.
I mean, ironically, this shows that cloud is established. The thing is that it's not some funky thing to do new cool things. But in this, at least in this case, because they're still looking for the old, reliability, availability, and scalability. Scalability you're going to give them, whether it's storage or computer or anything, but especially with data. So in a way, you're reassuring them, with the new stuff, you're going to get all the advantages. But it's going to look the same. You don't want to fundamentally change the user experience, right. I think, right?
Well, not only does it look the same, so our job is to make sure that the user experience doesn't change. The before and after picture of somebody getting rid of 200 file servers and moving it into the cloud, their users on planet Earth don't even know. Their workflow doesn't change, their application doesn't change, their file formats don't change. But you mentioned resiliency and availability, et cetera. I think what's really changed over the last few years is the investment that the hyperscalers like Amazon, Microsoft, and Oracle have made. And some of the major storage companies like NetApp have taken their really high availability management heavy technologies and put them in the cloud. So you can literally today have exabytes in the cloud that are as tightly managed as what you used to have in a private data center here on planet Earth. That's pretty new over the last couple of years.
So how long have you been doing this and the company been doing this, and what are the roots that got you to this place?
So Talon Storage has been around for about 6 or 7 years. We have very deep roots in things like file systems, network optimization, and network-based file systems. We brought that together with the initial introduction of our product late in 2013, which really existed to help companies that had big data centers, allowing them to get rid of small distributed file servers around the world and letting all of their users use the data in the data center. It was safer, more secure, more compliant. Over the last 2 years, we've taken a lot of our expertise with network optimization and network file system technologies, and we've applied that to the paradigm of the cloud. And so now most of our larger companies and customers are no longer looking to move stuff into their data center. Yeah. They want to treat the cloud as their data center, yet in some cases we have customers with 200 to 300 locations in the world where they've gotten rid of file servers, thrown away the hardware, yet their users don't know any difference because either Amazon or Azure has become basically their file server.
Got it, I think. And the thing is, the folks watching need to get it. So how are they going to find you? Where do they find you online, and best way to contact you and learn about what you're doing?
There's a tremendous amount of information at www.talonstorage.com, both on the technology, the business benefits, and some of the key technology alliances we have, such as I've mentioned with NetApp, Azure, and AWS.
Beautiful. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for watching. For Cloud Expo TV, this is Roger Struckhoff.